Hari ini Selasa tanggal 1 Oktober 2019, saya ada di House of Sampurna untuk sekali lagi mengikuti tur bersama Surabaya Heritage Track. Tur yang sempat tertunda minggu lalu dengan tema Dinas Pemadam Kebakaran. Menurut informasi yang saya ketahui, tur dengan tema Dinas Pemadam Kebakaran ini akan membawa seluruh peserta tur untuk berkunjung ke kantor Dinas Pemadam Kebakaran Surabaya untuk mengetahui ada apa saja di dalam kantor Dinas Pemadam Kebakaran Surabaya tersebut. Saya minggu lalu sudah mendaftar untuk tur ini, namun karena adanya demo di kota Surabaya sehingga membuat tur dengan tema Dinas Pemadam Kebakaran tersebut dibatalkan dan diganti dengan tur reguler. Nah, hari ini karena sudah normal kondisi kota Surabaya, tidak ada demo, harusnya turnya akan berjalan sesuai dengan jadwal, yaitu berkunjung ke kantor Dinas Pemadam Kebakaran Surabaya. Tur hari ini sepertinya pesertanya tidak banyak dan mungkin tidak akan penuh busnya. Ini kita masih menunggu mungkin sekitar 10 menit lagi. Busnya sudah dipanaskan dari sekitar 10 menit yang lalu, tapi kita masih menunggu. Tur keliling kota Surabaya bersama Surabaya Heritage Track dari House of Sampurna ini setahu saya terkenal dengan ketepatan waktu berangkatnya. Jadi mereka nggak pernah molor, atau kalaupun telat sih nggak sampai terlalu lama, maksimal 5 menit sih setahu saya selama ini. Semoga dari tur kali ini ada informasi atau pengetahuan yang bermanfaat yang bisa kita petik bersama dari kunjungan nantinya di kantor Dinas Pemadam Kebakaran Surabaya. Ditunggu saja ya nanti saat kita sudah jalan bersama Surabaya Heritage Track.
Today we will discuss about Si Jago Merah, or it means fire. So we will discuss about the history of firefighters in Surabaya. And also we will visit the central office of the firefighters in Surabaya on Pasar Turi Street. So that's our destinations. And we can learn about how they working, about the firefighters working, how they work, and what they do when there are no fires. And also we can learn about some knowledge to fight the fire itself and also how to prevent the fire. So that's the building and the office that we will visit, and we will discuss about Surabaya and the firefighters history. And we will start to discuss it now. Main ke satu tempat, kita ke kantor pemadam kebakaran pusat yang ada di Pasar Turi, dan juga akan mendiskusikan tentang sejarah pemadam kebakaran itu sendiri. Nah, itu ya yang akan kita bahas di dalam bis, dan dimohon untuk tidak makan dan minum yang juga. Kita bahas tema kita tentang Si Jago Merah temanya, atau tentang pemadam kebakaran di kota Surabaya. The biggest city in Indonesia is Jakarta, but Surabaya is also the second biggest city in Indonesia itself, and not like the other country that always start the company from the main city. The firefighters start in Surabaya, not in Jakarta. The first firefighter was in Surabaya. So the first firefighter had been made in 1810, and if I'm not mistaken, the name was Brandweer. Brandweer, so I still use the Dutch name because we under the Dutch colonialism. So that's why the firefighter is famous as Brandweer. And the brandweer are not like today, because the brandweer don't have an office, don't have a central office. So they only put some pump to some places or some important buildings, like the office of the governor, and then in the Red Bridge in front of us we can find the Red Bridge. They put it there. Also they will give the pump to the Kampung Melayu or the Malayan camp, or also give it to the Arabian camp and Chinese camp. So it's kind of to prevent the fire itself. And they don't have office, so that's why they kind of been spread in some area with their pump itself. And the leader of the firefighters of the brandweer was the Dutch people, not Indonesian, but the army. Were the Indonesian at that time. So you can find a lot of Indonesian that working as a manual pump. So it's not auto pump like today. It's a manual, so you should use the hand. And the Indonesian that have the duty to pump the pump, and then to fight the firefighters itself. But in about 1909 and 1906, the Surabaya have been made as a Kaminta, so it's some kind of independent city, and they will have a lot of money at that time, so they will kind of make the firefighters better and better. And they, at first in 1915, they buy the first truck for the fire, so firefighters truck. The first one they buy it in 1915, and they buy another one in 1917. And after that, they also make a base or office for the firefighters. And the first office was in about Simpang Street. The Simpang Street is around or close to the City Hall of Surabaya today. You can find it there. That's the first office of, but only temporary. Before they change it into the Surabaya country, we can find it in front of us after this, a little bit far. We can find the first, not the temporary one, the first base of the firefighters, but it will change in 1927, and they move it to the building that we will visit after this. And the unique fact about the firefighters at that time, because they don't have a lot of equipment, so that's kind of very hard to automatic stairs like today. They need to climb the house first, and then they put it from above, because the fastest way to put out the fire is not shoot the water from beneath, but you need to shoot the water from above. That's the fastest way if you want to turn off the fire itself. So they need to climb the second floor. Before in 1920, they buy the first automatical stairs itself. After the community, so after the Surabaya have become the independent city, they kind of can buy a lot of equipments. But before, they need to climb the house first to put out the fire. And the unique fact about the firefighters at that time, because they don't have a lot of equipment, so that's kind of very hard to automatic stairs like today. They need to climb the house first, and then they put it from above, because the fastest way to put out the fire is not shoot the water from beneath, but you need to shoot the water from above. That's the fastest way if you want to turn off the fire itself. So they need to climb the second floor. Before in 1920, they buy the first automatical stairs itself. After the community, so after the Surabaya have become the independent city, they kind of can buy a lot of equipments. But before, they need to climb the house first to put out the fire. They become this building, Surabaya country, but the old building is not exist, because the old building only made by bamboo, so it's not like by cement and also bridgestone, but they build it only from a bamboo. And after that, 1927, they built a building that had been made by one of the most famous architects from the Dutch. The name was J.C. Citroen. He is also the one that built the City Hall of Surabaya, and he also designed and built the building that today they use it as the firefighters office, the central office. So in front of us, you can see a lot of cars, the trucks from the firefighters, and that's the building that we will visit. Ini ya bangunannya. That's why you have old design. It's like if you see the roof, they still have a triangle roof like a Japanese house, and we call it as steel roof. And that's also a sign that this building is still old since 1927. Because the bell over there is also old, but do not play with it because it's a signal for the firefighters. If they make it sound, it means they will get advantage here and they will start to fight the fire. And as you can see, no one can play it because it's kind of and this one is the building, and today they still use it as a garage for the trucks, as you can see. You can find a lot of trucks because it's also garage for the trucks itself. And you can find a lot of kids right here because firefighters always here have a lot of visits from school to tell the kids to prevent the fire itself, so they know how to fight the fires and how to since early in the childhood. So it's kind of very important. Even this office also help event in every Sunday. In every Sunday they also will help some kind of event for kids and it's for free to tell them about how to fight a fire. It's very cool actually. And also for the firefighters, they don't also put out the fire. They also kind of take care of a lot of things, like if there is any animals, stranded animals, they are the one that will save it. And the last one, these firefighters kind of take a snakes from inside the house and they keep it here before it's under adopted by someone. So that's why you can find a lot of equipment too, like over here.
Ayo yang bersemangat master.
And this one is the main uniform of the firefighters. They need to put it on because it's kind of very important. It's the anti-heat suit. So if you wear these clothes, it means you can get as close as possible to the fire to put it down, put them down. And also for the helmet is also kind of important because the helmet have the glass. They also anti-heat, so it won't burn your face. They also have oval before, but it's not very important. Start with the pole. Do you want to try?
No.
Maybe any of you want to try? Iya, dari atas ke bawah sangat menarik sekali sebenarnya kalau anda mau coba. It's kind of very tall actually because kind of 3 floors.
Oh.
And come to the location. Even they won't see any fire over there, but they will come on. Want to try? Empty land actually, just an empty land. But they keep coming because they kind of the first thing they kill the officer of firefighters, not the slave, but the smoke itself. Because smoke is very dangerous. And smoke can make us kind of weak, so that's why it's kind of very dangerous. And the first thing that kill people is not the fire, but the smoke first. And this is like I told you, it's a rescue truck. The rescue truck is not like the other truck that has a lot of water and also hose, but this one is some kind of equipment for the rescue. Even for the search and rescue company from Indonesia also comes for the firefighters for help. And this truck is always coming in every kind of occasion for the search and rescue. And over here, and this one is the pumper truck. And the capacity is about 1,200 liters. Like it's a kind of small one. Because Surabaya has a lot of small alleys. So that's why they also need a lot of small trucks like this. And even you can find the other the other vehicle kind of very unique. I think you cannot see it in other countries. But here the firefighters have a bike. Have a bike for the firefighters. I will show you later. But this one is the Bronto. They have 104 meters for the stairs. The stairs is very long. It's the one that if there's any fire in a kind of high building like apartment, hotel, it's one that will go into the location elevation and also to put the fire from above. So this one is very tall, and behind this is about 35 meters. And this one is the highest here, and only three, I think, in Indonesia. Only in Surabaya have two, in Jakarta have one. Yes, it's one of the. And this also has and the black is also.
Ya sebenarnya bagus.
And for the bike is over here.
Oh iya.
Berapa ini?
In Java it is Malakado, but in English it is Manasih. And not like the other farm that they use the water, this bike use the bubble. It's made from here. From these tools, and it also have the gun. And after that you can stand, and the one that will come out from the gun is not water, but will be bubble. The bubble is kind of more effective to fight fire. But in one tank here only for about 15 minutes, so it's kind of very short amount. But it's kind of very effective because as you can see, the one that can go to inside the small alley. In Surabaya you can find a lot of kampung that have small alley, so that's why we really use this bike. And if you don't try one, actually it's very heavy. If you're not getting used to it, I mean you can fall.
Saya tadi sempat bertanya ke salah satu petugas pemadam kebakaran, dah kostum atau seragam pemadam kebakaran ini tahan panas dan tahan api. Tapi lebih tepatnya sih tahan panas, itu info yang saya dapatkan. Jadi seragam atau kostum pemadam kebakaran ini bisa tahan panas hingga suhu 500 derajat Celcius. Tapi tidak bisa dikatakan tahan api. Seragam ini bisa terbakar tapi lama sekali terbakarnya. Dan kalau sekedar dipakai lewat ke dalam api, seragam ini tahan. Itu tadi informasi yang saya dapatkan dari petugas pemadam kebakarannya.
Dia takong mo. May on yes. And for Indonesia is also under the government of Japan is in 1942 until 1945. So that's why the firefighter's name will be changed to not Brandweer anymore, but will be changed into Shobotai. That's the name of the firefighters in the Japanese. And in Indonesia, we also use it in the Japanese colonial era in 1942 until 1945. So we can see the difference between the old era and the new era as today, because the old era we don't have a lot of tools, don't have a lot of equipments. But different with today that you can see a lot of equipments that they can use to fight the fires, like the trucks, the stairs, and even the bus. Surabaya have a lot of alley, so that's why we use the bikes.
Selesai sudah tur singkat bersama Surabaya Heritage Track yang berkunjung ke kantor Dinas Pemadam Kebakaran Pusat Surabaya di kawasan sekitar Pasar Turi Surabaya. Jadi dari tur tadi kita semua bisa belajar tentang sejarah pemadam kebakaran di Surabaya khususnya. Mulai dari sejarah pendiriannya hingga tugas-tugasnya dan juga kendaraan-kendaraan yang dimiliki. Dan ternyata Saya tadi juga sempat bertanya-tanya dengan petugas pemadam kebakaran yang ada bahwa ternyata pemadam kebakaran di Surabaya ini tugasnya tidak hanya memadamkan api, tapi juga ada tugas-tugas tambahan lain yang dibebankan kepada petugas pemadam kebakaran, seperti untuk mengambil hewan liar atau hewan buas yang masuk ke rumah warga seperti ular dan lain-lain. Terus juga dilibatkan untuk kecelakaan. Tadi saya ditunjukkan salah satu video di mana petugas pemadam kebakaran dilibatkan untuk menolong korban kecelakaan yang tidak bisa dikeluarkan atau sulit dikeluarkan dari kendaraannya, dan mereka dilibatkan untuk membantu mengeluarkan korban, memotong plat besinya dan sebagainya. Petugas pemadam kebakaran sendiri juga dilengkapi dengan berbagai alat atau kendaraan pendukung untuk mendukung kerja mereka sebagai petugas pemadam kebakaran. Ada mobil tangkinya sendiri yang bisa digunakan untuk memadamkan api, ada juga kendaraan sepeda motor yang juga bisa digunakan untuk memadamkan api, dan juga ada mobil khusus yang digunakan untuk menyedot air dan kemudian dipompakan ke dalam mobil tangki pemadam kebakarannya. Itu tadi rangkaian tur singkat bersama Surabaya Heritage Track yang berkunjung ke kantor Dinas Pemadam Kebakaran Pusat Surabaya. Semoga rangkaian tur tadi dan juga beragam informasi yang diberikan selama tur bisa bermanfaat untuk menambah wawasan kita tentang sejarah Dinas Pemadam Kebakaran di Indonesia dan khususnya di Surabaya. Sekian video ini saya akhiri dan sampai jumpa di tur berikutnya bersama Surabaya Heritage Track.